Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah and His grace. Hello and welcome once again to Understanding Islam, your show that explores the faith. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the world, and peace and blessing be upon His last messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, His companions and those who follow the right path. Dear brothers and sisters, the term Sharia is common nowadays. It is mentioned in the news, in articles and discussions by Muslims and non-Muslims alike. You will find the term Sharia in books and media dealing with Islam, religious practices, cultures, social reforms, and politics. We had a question from one of our viewers asking about just what Sharia law is and how it relates to other world laws. And it is my pleasure to be able to give the topic a full episode to explore it fully. So, what does Sharia mean? And what is Sharia law? What is its importance in Islam? And what are the main objectives of Sharia? This is such a detailed topic that is both vast and complex, but I will try to summarize it and simplify it for you as much as possible. Today's episode is very important to anyone wishing to understand Islam. The word Sharia is mentioned in the Holy Quran. Allah the Almighty said to the Messenger ﷺ, "Then we set thee, O Muhammad, on a Sharia or a clear path of our commandment. So follow it and follow not the whims of those who know not." Surah Al-Jathiyah 45 verse 18. Sharia is from the Arabic root of shara, which is also found in the Holy Quran and translated here as ordained. Allah the Almighty said, "He hath ordained for you of the religion that which He commanded unto Nuh, and that which we inspired in thee, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that which we commanded unto Abraham and Moses and Jesus, saying, establish the religion, and be not divided therein. Dreadful for the idolaters is that unto which thou callest them." Surah Ash-Shura 42 verse 14. This Shara root and its derivatives are found in different places in the Holy Quran. Now, linguistically, the meaning of Sharia in Arabic is a water spring or a clear and straight path to vital water, while idiomatically the word Sharia means a divine law. And in Islam, the word Sharia means what Allah the Almighty ordained for people in matters of faith, beliefs, worship, morals, dealings, conducts, and other life aspects, to regulate relations between people and God and between people among themselves. And the objective is to attain happiness in this world and the hereafter. So, all the Islamic guidance, rules and regulations regarding all matters of religion and aspects of life is part of the Sharia. But what is the purpose of this Sharia or divine guidance? The main purpose of Sharia is to guide people to the straight path that leads to their success and happiness in this world and in the next life. Because Sharia is the straight path that protects humanity from aberration, corruption, and evil doing. It is the clear path that protects humanity from whims and going astray. It's like the spring of vital water and substances for the body, mind, and soul. Throughout history, Allah the Almighty sent prophets and messengers to guide humanity to the right path that leads to their happiness and success. All the messengers taught the same message of faith and the oneness of God. But the rules and regulations varied according to the time and place and the need of people of that time. When the final messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was sent, he brought the final guidance and Sharia to humanity, the perfect, everlasting, and complete way of life. Allah the Almighty said, "This day I have perfected for you your religion and completed my favor upon you and have approved for you Islam as religion." Surah Al-Ma'idah 5 verse 3. The question now is, what are the sources of Sharia? Where do we find this Sharia and all this Islamic guidance, rules, and regulations? The primary sources of Sharia is what Allah the Almighty said in the Holy Quran and what the Messenger ﷺ taught and explained, through his life example, speech, and actions. This is the main mission of the Messenger ﷺ, as Allah the Almighty said. And we have revealed unto thee the remembrance, or the Quran, that thou explain to mankind what has been revealed for them. Surah An-Nahl 16, verse 44. So, the Sharia is divine. But what makes the Islamic Sharia law different from other laws? This is what we will see after this short break. Remember to email us on understandingislam@dmi.ae. See you soon. Welcome back to Understanding Islam. Dear viewers, we are discussing Sharia and its meanings, and we have seen that Sharia is divine. But just what does this mean? How does it make Islamic Sharia different from other laws? There are many characteristics of the Islamic faith. The first characteristics relates to how many laws are very specific to the people of that time and place. But in the case of Islam, we find the Sharia is global, universal, and everlasting. As Allah the Almighty said, "And we have not sent you except to the whole of mankind as a bringer of good tidings and a warner, but most of the people do not know." Surah Sabah 34, verse 28. In another verse, Allah the Almighty said, "Say, O Muhammad, O mankind, verily I am the messenger of Allah to you all." Surah Al-A'raf 7, verse 158. The second characteristic is that the Islamic Sharia is comprehensive, thorough, and extensive, with unique characteristics enabling to be applied and practiced by all people in every time and every place. Many people unfamiliar with Islam and Islamic Sharia might think that this statement seems exaggerated. But this comprehensive nature is at the very core of the faith. The scopes and types of relationships and actions that Islam regulates are comprehensive and all-inclusive. Islam is both about faith and practical life, about morals and legislations, about the masjid and the markets, about knowledge and hard work, about life in this world and in the hereafter. The Sharia of Islam brought by Muhammad ﷺ adequately addressed the demands of human life with practical guidance and emphasis to achieve happiness and success in various aspects of a human life, be it religious, social, economic, political, etc. Another question here is, how can any law, rules, or regulation established over 1,400 years ago be comprehensive and yet valid for all people, times, and place? For any law to remain valid and practical, its bases, rules, and principles need to address and meet people's needs and be able to guarantee their welfare. The Islamic rules and guidelines are stated in such a way as to enable it to remain alive and practical and be able to accommodate human progress and developments. Besides that, the aim and goal of all and every Islamic rule and regulation is to promote human welfare in all aspects of life, in this world and in the hereafter. Allah the Almighty explained the aim of this final guidance to people as mercy to all of them. Allah the Almighty said, "And we have not sent you but as mercy to the worlds." Surah Al-Anbiya 21, verse 107. In every part of Sharia, there is a benefit for people, either by bringing direct benefit to them or warding off harms and keeping them away from it. Many of the rules mentioned in the Holy Quran were justified by giving their wisdoms and benefits to people. For example, the punishment of an intentional killer with death if he is not forgiven by the aggrieved party. Allah the Almighty said, "And there is for you in legal retribution saving of life, O you people of understanding." Surah Al-Baqarah 2, verse 179. So we find that this punishment is intended to protect precious human life from criminals, make people live in peace and security. Another example is the impermissibility of intoxicant and gambling. Allah the Almighty said, "Satan seeks only to cast among you enmity and hatred by means of intoxicant and gambling." Surah Al-Ma'idah 5, verse 91. So the wisdom behind this rule is to ward off enmity and hatred. These two examples illustrate the idea of how there is a benefit for people in these rules, either by bringing direct benefit to them or warding off potential harms. This is a lengthy topic, and there are many other points making Islamic rules global and everlasting, and we may have time to discuss it in more details in the future, inshallah. Now, the third characteristic of Islamic Sharia is retribution. The Islamic rules are not merely advice, directives, or instructions without an accountability or retribution. The guidance and advice come with both beautiful rewards for those observing them and punishment for those neglecting them, with varying degrees of retributions. For the most part, the real retribution is in the hereafter. But human society requires law for different acts to regulate people and their relationships. This is true of all kinds of systems in the whole world, and the Islamic Sharia is no exception, making it a practical religion that can be practiced and observed in our everyday lives.